Happy Halloween, motherfuckers! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Shane. Welcome back to the Horror Basement. And today I have a special treat for y'all, celebrating Halloween this year. Today we're going to talk about Satan's Little Helper, a 2004 black comedy slasher film. So this movie follows our main protagonist, Dougie, who is a little boy who is obsessed with the fictional video game Satan's Little Helper, where the player essentially acts as Satan's sidekick and goes around killing people and fucking shit up. Dougie's so excited about this video game that he's actually dressed as Satan's Little Helper, hence the name of the movie, for Halloween. And he's also very excited that his sister, Jenna, is coming back to the island that they live on to go trick-or-treating with them and spend Halloween. But Dougie is actually pissed off because Jenna is bringing her college boyfriend, Alex, home, who also grew up in this small town on this island community. So Dougie gets pissed off because he wants to marry his sister. Now, obviously, he's like a little kid, but there's a joke about incest to be made there. So not long after they get home, Dougie runs off to go trick-or-treating around the neighborhood himself without Jenna and Alex. And sure enough, he meets Satan. Or at least a guy in a Satan outfit. Now, this dude is posing dead bodies outside as Halloween decorations, and Dougie thinks that's cool as fuck. So Dougie starts following him around and eventually flags him down and agrees to be his, or basically demands to be Satan's helper and go on fun hijinks together. Now, the character of Satan is in a full, Halloween costume and does not speak for the duration of the film. Now, it's implied that it is the mayor of this town's son, Billy, who is a known arsonist, but a newscast played in the home of the family claims that he is reformed and found Jesus, and that he won't be burning any shit down this Halloween. But it's never actually shown or explicitly stated that it is, in fact, Billy. But that's really, kind of what the movie wants you to assume, that it's this deranged person. But he does not talk, Satan that is, for the duration of the movie. He kind of just, will nod his head or, wag a finger or do the double thumbs up. Double middle fingers, too. But Dougie and Satan go on tons of fun adventures together. They rob a grocery store in getting candy and a bunch of murder supplies. And in running away from the grocery store, they use the shopping cart to run over a pregnant woman, a baby stroller, and a blind man. Now, this is, of course, after Dougie has Satan jump Alex and, leave him for dead. So they then go back to Dougie's house, where the mom and Jenna assume that the guy in the big, elaborate Satan costume is Alex. So Satan gets to fondle Jenna a little bit, but, of course, he can't go any further with her because the mom's home and he has to go get into more hijinks with Dougie while going trick-or-treating, which mostly involves murder. They kill the grocery store clerk, they kill an old geriatric woman that is giving out candy to trick-or-treaters, and notably they actually kill Alex's dad. And after this, the movie takes more of a dark turn. There's less a lot of the comedy in this is seeing Dougie run around where he thinks all this, murder and mayhem is pretend, but Satan is actually murdering these people. Oh, and also they steal a bunch of prescription meds from the old lady's house and pour them in with the candy they bought to hand out to trick-or-treaters. So he's probably making a bunch of kids overdose on this lady's like heart and arthritis medication or whatever. But the movie takes a dark turn when the dad of the family gets home, and Dougie's still playing around, and he's like, "Satan, get Dad and rip his guts out." And sure enough, Satan comes out, stabs the guy, pulls out his intestines, and like ties the intestines around a chair. And this is just as Jenna is realizing, like, oh shit, this dude is totally not Alex. So after that, everyone's freaked the fuck out, and Satan actually kidnaps the mom and takes her to a party, and it's up to Jenna and Alex to hunt him down and try and get the mom back and take care of it. So after this, the movie kind of ditches the comedy stuff and turns into like a straight up slasher. They go to this party that's full of a bunch of, drunk adults in costumes that don't realize that the mom is like kidnapped because he's got like her body and mouth taped up. And Satan's doing some crazy stuff. He's pouring Drano into the punch bowl, and of course the mom can't do anything to warn anybody because she's like taped up, and yet everyone thinks that's just part of her costume. But Alex and Jenna rescue the mom from the party, and they all, with the exception of Alex, who goes to like check on his dad, they all go back to the house where eventually Alex is abducted by Satan, who is now wearing a Jesus costume to get back access to the house, because Dougie has decided to not want to be Satan's helper anymore. So he like prays to God, forgiveness of his sins, like accessory to murder and robbery, and asks God to protect his family and come save the family. And then, of course, Jesus shows up, which is just another, like, Jesus Halloween costume, who is, like, nodding and talking with his hands, exactly like Satan was, but Dougie trusts him, because this kid is dumb as a bag of wet hammers. So the mom and Jenna go down into the basement, and they see Jesus standing there, just kind of, like, leaning up against the wall, and they, like, beat him with a crowbar and stab him a bunch. But sure enough, it ends up being Alex, who was tied up there by Satan. So Satan's back, and you think he's about to get the family and kill him. But then the helicopter shows up, and Dougie like runs out and tries to flag down the helicopter. But and tries to use the radio in a cop car, and then a cop walks up, but ominously we don't see his face, and Dougie like leads them in, and you see like as one of the last shots of the movie, the cop is like wearing a mask over this part of his face, and they live at number 66, and the cop like takes out a thing of paint and paints another 6 on there, and the door closes. So essentially, Satan, Jesus, and this cop at the end were all the killer. So overall, this is one of my favorite movies. It's very irreverent, kind of raunchy, tongue-in-cheek horror that was very popular when this movie came out back in 2004. And for the last couple years, I like to make watching this movie like a Halloween tradition. because with like the trick or treating and the party and all the talk about drugged candy and all that, murdering people when they open the door to have you trick or treat for them. It's very much a Halloween film in the way that like the Santa Claus is a Christmas film. It's just like it's all about Halloween and also a bunch of like murder and mayhem and raunchy inappropriate humor. So overall, I would highly recommend this movie. It's available for free on Amazon Prime, so go ahead and give it a watch. I know this video is a little bit late, but as far as coming out on Halloween, it's probably going to be like almost not Halloween when I put this out. But unfortunately, I'm grown up and I had to like work today, so just wanted to get this video out. Happy Halloween, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.